This is the AMDM, your quick morning podcast full of Memphis news. I'm Natalie Van Gundy. Today is Thursday, June 18th. A lawsuit claims 5 Collierville aldermen are in contempt of court over chicken. The aldermen voted to appeal a judge's ruling that required them to approve a new Chick-fil-A. And now the trustee for the proposed Chick-fil-A site has filed a petition for civil contempt in Shelby County Chancery Court. The suit alleges some of the aldermen violated the Tennessee Open Meetings Act. It also raises a potential conflict of interest over one alderman's business relationship. On Tuesday, Amazon officials at the Renaissance Convention Center unveiled the MK-30 drone. The drone can deliver up to 5-pound packages within a 7.5-mile radius. Amazon officials said that the 176 square mile circle for delivery is centered on the fulfillment center in Raleigh. Company officials hope to launch around 10 to 14 drones later this year, said Jeff Cleland, Prime Air Principal of Infrastructure and Regulatory Affairs. Amazon's drones will fly around 70 miles per hour, Cleland said. From its delivery center to customer, it is up to 250 feet above the ground. The remaining schedule for Memphis FC will be televised, thanks to a partnership with Action News 5. The soccer team made the announcement on Tuesday. Fans will be able to watch the city's first-year United Soccer League 2 team on MSEN. The remainder of the schedule features games against Hattiesburg, MS Brea, Little Rock, and Jackson. And now it's time for a look at one of the week's biggest stories with Mary Casciola. But stay with us after that for more of the day's news.
Earlier this week, Shelby County General Sessions Court Clerk Tami Sawyer was indicted on federal theft, fraud, and money laundering charges. Information from U.S. Attorney Michael Donovan alleges that Sawyer embezzled more than $44,000 in public funds. Sawyer, who appeared in federal court Monday, June 15th, has pleaded not guilty to all counts. Today, longtime political reporter Bill Dries joins us to discuss the charges and what happens next. I'm Mary Casciola. Bill, welcome back to the show.
Glad to be back.
Okay, let's level set for listeners for a second. Who is Tami Sawyer?
Well, I think before we get into the resume, Sawyer is an important figure in our local politics and our local activism.
Totally agree.
It is a volatile mix to be both at the same time. And that's really what you see with Sawyer. So her resume, she moved back to Memphis from Washington, D.C. around 2013. In 2014, she led the city's first Black Lives Matter protest. From there, she became part of a batch of new blood, so to speak, at the Memphis branch NAACP. She also, in 2017, started a group called Take 'em Down 901 to remove Confederate monuments from Memphis parks.
The so-called Confederate parks.
Yes. Which are no longer Confederate parks and no longer have those monuments.
Right.
Yes. From there, she ran for county commission in 2018 and won and served a single term there. She also ran for Memphis mayor in 2019 unsuccessfully, challenging incumbent Jim Strickland in that.
And there was someone else in that race, wasn't there?
There was Willie Harrington,
right.
the former Memphis mayor. Sawyer finished third in that race. So her mother died in 2022 or 2023. She moved out of town, came back, and ran for General Sessions Court Clerk in 2024, upsetting the incumbent Joe Brown in the Democratic primary.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a big deal.
And went on to win the general.
Okay. Maybe we should talk just a little bit before we get into the rest of it is what is the General Sessions Court Clerk?
We do have a lot of court clerks here.
We do. It's like, what are we talking about?
The clerk in this case is the coordinating point for the largest court in the state. 15 divisions. Some of those divisions are civil. What in other places are called small claims courts, and the rest of the divisions are criminal. If you are charged with a crime here, General Sessions Court clerk, or General Sessions Court, is where you will make your very first appearance.
Right, that's where you go first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the clerk is the keeper of records, keeper of dockets, collector of fees and judgments, and also has to work closely with each of the 15 judges.
So it's like a very administrative office. Like there's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of like money changing hands. There's a lot of like that sort of stuff.
Has to be accounted for, chain of custody, all that good stuff. Sawyer, as clerk, has also played a key role in getting into the numbers behind jail overcrowding here.
Because hypothetically, the court clerk knows who is in jail.
Yes. And who's coming through the pipeline, who's staying, who's bailing out. The clerk keeps track of all of that. It is a pivotal position in our local criminal justice system.
Right. Very important. Okay. So what are the charges that Tami Sawyer is facing?
Okay. Beyond the legalese, this is about her allegedly using county funds for personal use. Meals, game tickets, hotels, and a term in the indictment, money mule.
Yes.
That means a go-between, what the indictment calls an unindicted co-conspirator, who helped her allegedly hide the embezzlement of the money.
I have never seen the term money mule in an indictment before, and I am the poorer for it.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Super interesting. Okay, so this unindicted co-conspirator, they are alleging that Sawyer passed money along to this person, like through Cash App or whatever, Venmo, whatever you use. And then that person passed the money on to someone else, potentially. And then the money got passed back to Tami Sawyer.
Yes.
Those are the allegations.
Yes. And with the person helping to hide the money, allegedly, taking part of it as a sort of unofficial handling charge.
Right.
I guess.
They got a cut of it.
Yes.
Hypothetically.
Yes.
Okay. That's it. Those are the allegations. It is interesting because there is a separate court case in which, I guess this would be a civil suit. The former chief accounting officer in the clerk's office is suing Sawyer because he alleges that she fired him after he reported more than $5,000 in questionable spending.
Yes.
That's kind of a long-winded sentence there. Sorry about that.
Thumbnail sketch of it. The person's name is Jeffrey Allen Walker. Mm-hmm. We do not know if that civil suit is connected to the federal investigation. If the feds saw this and said, oh,
we need to look into that. Yeah.
Yeah. It could be, it could not be.
Right.
We don't know.
It might be completely separate.
It might be.
Yeah. But certainly interesting in terms of the details, sounding sort of similar.
One detail in particular, Walker says that he not only questioned these expenditures, but he went to the county administration and said, this does not look right.
Right. Okay, so since we're talking about the county administration, let's talk about some of the political fallout from this. Obviously, this could be seen as another black eye for local Democrats. It wasn't that long ago that Edmund Ford Jr., who was also a county commissioner and I think a city council person for some time.
Had been before that.
Yes, he pleaded guilty to federal tax evasion charges. So what are you thinking what do you see happening in terms of fallout?
Some of the rhetoric you're hearing from some Republicans, not all, is that Democrats can't run local government. They're all crooked, and the state needs to intervene in the court system in particular, because of this.
Right. Another potential for takeover.
Yes. The person who is saying that specifically is John Rose, the congressman running for the Republican nomination for governor. So he's alleging that.
And he's not a person from Shelby County.
No, he's from Cookeville, Tennessee.
I just wanted to point that out.
Yes. So Democrats, meanwhile, Willie Simon, the chairman of the Shelby County Democratic Party, told us yesterday that these are serious charges, and the party's not saying this is politically motivated. But the party's also saying Tami Sawyer is innocent until proven guilty. So we'll see where these very specific charges go. When I asked Simon about Rose's call for intervention, his response was, well, if we're going to have intervention, let's have some at the federal level for the president who unilaterally took us to war in Iran.
Right. Well, since we're talking about the fallout and all of these things, I think one question that people have, Tami Sawyer's under indictment, and she has said she's going to continue to fulfill the duties of the General Sessions Court clerk. And it's like, obviously, again, you said this, she's innocent until proven guilty. But it's like, can she continue serving in her role? And the answer is yes. But the caveat is the General Sessions judges could have a say.
Yes, it is an option. And it's an option that the judges used 15 years ago when another General Sessions Court clerk, Otis Jackson, was indicted on official misconduct charges. Not this. In Jackson's case, the day after the 2010 county elections, he gathered up all the people in the clerk's office, said, we're going to have a little meeting here. They had a meeting, and he said, I'm running for re-election in 2 years, and all of you have a specific amount you need to come up with for my campaign.
Oh, goodness.
So 4 counts of official misconduct. Jackson said, I did not do it, and furthermore, the people elected me. Only the people can remove me.
That is definitely a very common and persuasive argument, I think.
Yes.
However,
the judges, being lawyers at their basis level,
right,
said, no, there is a state law that allows us to suspend you. And 12 of the 15 judges said, we think you should be suspended. And he was.
So we don't know, as of this taping, nothing like that has happened, but it could.
It could happen. We don't know that they are discussing this or have plans to do it.
Okay.
The case 15 years ago, it came about 2 weeks after Jackson was indicted.
Okay. Well, Bill, as always, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
We will have more news coming up next.
Memphis Tigers athletic director Ed Scott updated the progress status of Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium's renovation on Tuesday. Frank Bonner says Scott assured that construction is on budget and remains on schedule to be completed before the program's first home game against Arkansas State on September 5th.
While Scott remains conscious of staying within budget, he is equally concerned about helping families stay within budget on game days. That's why he has asked every potential stadium vendor if it's possible to offer some type of $7 value meal at every game. Scott didn't guarantee that, but he's working to make it happen. Capacity at the renovated stadium, Scott said, will be 45,632, down from 58,325 prior to the project's inception in 2024. A new tunnel on the stadium's north side, expected to be completed no later than September 1st, will be the project's final major component. For the Daily Memphian, I'm Frank Bonner.
A local group plans to bring a 4-story senior living community to a cleared lot on McLean Boulevard between the Gilmore Apartments and the Union Avenue Starbucks. Andy Ashby says the project, called the Iris of Midtown, will have 93 units, with 72 for assisted living and 21 for memory care.
The planned almost 90,000 square foot building will have restaurant-style dining, fitness amenities, memory care programming, entertainment spaces, salon spa services, and resident support services. It will also be dog-friendly. Agewell Savere Living will handle property management and leasing at the property. The senior housing company manages more than 35 communities in multiple states. For the Daily Memphian, I'm Andy Ashby.
That's the AMDM for this Thursday, June 18th. I'm Natalie Van Gundy. Find links to all of the stories mentioned in this episode in the podcast description. Listen and subscribe to this podcast anywhere you get your podcasts or on the Daily Memphian's website. You can also hear us on WYXR 91.7, where our local news stories air every weekday throughout the day. And don't forget to subscribe to our other weekly podcasts hosted by your favorite reporters, including Sound Bites with Holly Whitfield, The Sidebar with Eric Barnes, and the Daily Memphian Grizzlies podcast with Drew Hill and Chris Harrington. You can also sign up for our breaking news alerts and our many weekly newsletters we offer by visiting dailymemphian.com/email. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to start your day here again tomorrow.